I got the new battery from W0AEZ Kevin. He's now making an extended battery, 5 amp hours, that is USB-C chargeable, much like the FT5 battery. He's now making one for the Kenwood D75, which will fit the D74 and the D72 also. I got one right here, and I got a second one on my D75, and I'm going to show it to you today. This is Kevin's website here. He's got several good designs of stuff that he's got here. He used to sell some Anytone radios back down here at the bottom. He's sold out of those right now. Some dummy load and some 3D printed stuff. But the thing that he's most famous for, I think, is this FT5D battery. Now, this one, he contacted me one point in time, and he's like, hey, what about adding your logo to the battery? I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, we can do that. So we sold those for a while. You can still order these. You can get them in this gray pet with, I think, is PET G. And then the green is a PLA. I don't remember which. I think it's just PLA, but I can't remember which one it is. It gives you a detailed description down here. Durable PET G all over, PCTG tan. That's it. PET G is the olive, is the green one, and then PCTG is the tan one. I found the PCTG ones to fit. They fit okay. They fit fine. They did not fit as well as the PET G. And being in Texas, the PET G stands up really well in the heat if you leave something in your car. I know this from experience. So I typically will carry around that one. This is the kit right here. That's just the regular plain old black. He'll sell you the kit. You put it together yourself, including the belt clip that the radio comes with. So he's got that one. But, so you can get one for the FT1, 2, 3, and 5. The FT1, 2, 3, and 5, and I think the VX6 or VX8 or something like that. VX8. Yeah, the VX8 series radio as well. I don't have one of those, so I can't test it. He's also got one for the FT70. Now, he emailed me when he came up with this design, and he said, hey, I want to send you one of these. And I'm like, hey, I thank you. I appreciate that, but I don't own an FT70 radio. So I told him no thank you. I was like, just let me know if you get something else. And I had suggested to him a while back, and I think several people suggested this to him, because the D75 is a fantastic radio. This is just a great, great radio. The main problem with the D75 is that the battery life is trash if you're running it, because it's got Wi-Fi, it's got Bluetooth, it's got APRS beaconing, it's got several other things like that. And if you turn all of that stuff on, and it's got a full KISS TNC, you can connect to it with APRS Droid, and you can do connect to it with a WinLink gateway. If you do all of that and you had all of that running, it runs the battery down very quickly. Even the new D75 battery, which is basically the same battery as the D74. I still have my D74. Both of those batteries, the brand new D75 battery and the 3 or 4 year old D74 battery that I have, both will last like maybe 6 hours if you have all of that stuff turned on. And I'm like, the greatest thing about this radio is how easy it is to use APRS as compared to the Yaesu radio. So let me show you what it looks like actually on the radio right here. This is the D75. Now you can see how far it sticks off the back of the radio right there. I did have the belt clip on here, but the belt clip stuck so far off this way, kind of like at an angle like this, that it made the belt clip unusable. So I took the belt clip off and I put the screws back in here so I wouldn't lose them. And the belt clip is in my battery, my little bag that I keep this in right now. I am going to suggest to Kevin, in fact, I'm going to send him this video saying that I wonder if he could 3D print a riser to go behind this part so the belt clip would sit flush with the battery here, or just extend this casing here up to the top so that we could drill holes into the casing and put the belt clip on that, something like that, make the belt clip a little bit more usable. I don't know. It might be a little bit, I'm sure that's easier said than done, but it might be possible. It might not be possible. But right there's a USB-C charging port. This is a 5 amp hour battery inside of this case. So 5,000 milliamp hours, 5 amp hour, same size battery as my FT5. Now, I've been carrying this one for, I don't know, year and a half, something like that. And I really like this battery. I've had 0 issues with this battery. The belt clip covers up my logo. I was like, I don't like that. So I'm going to put a logo on the back of the belt clip, maybe. I don't know. It's worked great. I've had no problems with it, really. There was one time I couldn't get it to charge, and I think it turned out to be a bad charging cable or something like that. There's a little light that comes on inside of this casing here, but that's what that looks like there. sitting off the battery like that, or sitting off the back of the radio rather like that, and that's what this one looks like right here. So this video you're watching right now will probably post after Dayton Hamvention, or perhaps during the week while we're at Dayton Hamvention. And let me tell you about today's sponsor, which is Ham Live. If you are using your HT radio to check into a net via All-Star, D-Star, this is a D-Star radio, System Fusion net, check out ham.live and run your net with this free logging software. It is a net logging software. It's a browser-based logging software, so it works on every platform. You can connect users together. You can see where everybody's checking in from. You can create little chats inside of ham.live, and people who are waiting on their turn to be called to be checked in can kind of chat with one another. Keeps the net going. It helps to expand your net, and ham.live is sponsoring this video. So I really appreciate Sean's support of this channel over the last couple months. I did an interview with him when ham.live was new. I'll link that in the description below, so you guys go check that out, and thank you to those guys for sponsoring this video. You can see right there. So what I did was I have a vest that I wear at my hunting lease, and it's got some magazines in it and a flashlight and a couple other things. Well, I got a radio pouch for it. So I'm going to be wearing this radio. I got to get a hand mic for it and beacon in APRS with this radio. So far, when I first got this, I plugged it in to charge it up. It was pretty full. There's no indicator to tell you how full it is. The indicator on the radio itself, one of the things that they did with the latest firmware updates on this radio was to fix the battery indicator, because the battery indicator would oftentimes tell you that the battery was lower than what it actually is. See, if you put the stock battery on here, right here is the battery indicator. You can see the green at the top right there, and it's green right now. It's pretty much been green ever since I put this battery on. So I'm not sure exactly how the radio reads the level of battery, but if you put the stock battery on, this thing turns yellow pretty quickly, and then it turns red, and it stays yellow for a long, long time, and then it will turn red, and you've got a little bit of life left when it's red, and then it'll finally die. But one of the latest firmware updates supposedly fix that issue, but I have no idea how that issue would and would not affect this very large capacity battery on the back here, because I don't know what the indicator is actually looking for. But all I can tell you is that it's fast charging because it's USB-C, so that's good. But as far as how long it lasts, I don't know. I've got a second one here, and I've got my D74, which I'm not planning to take to Hamvention with me. So I think what I'll do is keep this one on the charger, kill this one, make a note of how long it lasted, and then go from there. I run APRS constantly at Hamfests on this radio with this larger battery on it, and it'll pretty much last an entire weekend beaconing APRS, smart beaconing APRS. I'm not beaconing every 1 to 5 minutes. You don't want to do that anyway. I mean, for experimentation, sure, you turn that on, but you don't want to keep that setting as beaconing that often. Turn on smart beaconing, and when you're moving, it'll beacon a little bit more often, and when you're sitting still, it slows down the beaconing. It's a feature of APRS that's available on both of these radios, and I have yet to kill a battery at a Hamfest on this radio, this larger 5 amp hour battery on this FT5 radio I've got. I've got my FT3 also, and I don't use it very much, so I haven't gotten a full experience with it, but this has really brought back the D75 to life. I'm going to be sending APRS bulletins because that's easy to do. I'm going to be replying to messages. I'm going to be sending APRS messages from this. So much easier of an interface on this radio than this radio. I still love my Yaesu, not getting rid of my Yaesu, really like the Yaesu. It's a great radio, and quite frankly, I like System Fusion much better than D-Star. I don't think I've ever used D-Star on my D74 or my D75. I just don't care about D-Star. But this is a tri-band radio, and we're going to be monitoring 223.5 or maybe 223.55, depending on the traffic at Hamvention. So this will allow me to monitor the 220 calling frequency, and it will allow me to beacon APRS with smart beaconing, and it's going to be running from this very large battery. So I'm sure I'll run into some of you at Hamvention. Again, I don't know when this video that you're watching right now is going to post. Probably after Hamvention, we'll see. But I'll run into some of you, and if you see this battery, I hope that you ask about it. Check out the link in the description below. It is an affiliate link. I appreciate Kevin sharing an affiliate link with me. You can save 5% on everything off of his website with the coupon code of Jason5. Jason5 will get you 5% off of this battery, the FT70 battery, all the 3D printed stuff he's got. So go check that out. Link in the description below. Thank you, Kevin, for sending this to me. Great job. Great job. Really liking this battery so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing how well it works at Hamvention when it's going to be used like literally all day long for like 3 or 4 days in a row. 73, guys. Thanks for watching today.